just stagnant.
Oh, it's always something. Hello, Chatfish, and welcome to another Bungecast. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a special thing. The new Dawn of War trailer just launched, and we're going to take a look at that because it's rather interesting to see. Just got to turn that down super low. Always forget we have our own OST. I have to turn it on. But yeah, Dawn of War 4 trailers launched. We talked about this a little bit in the Halo ODST stream we were streaming because it dropped while we were doing that. But we're going to look at this trailer again because I'm not going to make people pick through a stream to go find my thoughts on the game because that'd be mean. And so what we'll do is we'll pause that and then we'll play this.
We have fought the enemies of
Nice.
1,000 worlds.
There.
No respite, no remorse, no mercy. We are the wrath of the Emperor, his angels of death. But the Imperium lies broken, its armies scattered and reeling. Our foes rise to drag us down, and the galaxy has been torn asunder.
Oh, Cyrus.
On the world of Cronus, we make our stand. We are the Blood Ravens. There is no victory to claim here. Only vengeance to enact. Whilst even one of us lives, we fight. For only in death does duty end.
That was pretty based. That fucking
Ship.
yeah, the broadsword or whatever the fuck it's called, sword class frigate.
It's Dawn of War 3. So point zero says Dawn. Think for the $2.
The graphics look better, definitely.
It looked like there was building going on there.
Yeah, it's not a lot we can see.
We only saw the orcs.
And then it ends. Now, the only
'Cause
part you
it-
can see of gameplay is like basically here, right?
Yeah, and if you look at those orc buildings,
Yeah,
Oh.
go up just a little before that. It showed like a green outline before it dropped it in.
Yeah, it's
so
a
it looked
rock.
like there is building.
No,
Yep.
that's what that is. It's dropping a rock
Oh, is it
onto
here?
the ground.
Yep, that's how they build stuff.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like there is going to be actual building.
Yeah.
He also rotated the building too.
Yep, so
Rotating is impressive if you can do that.
it's more than what Dawn of War 1 could do. I guess I couldn't do it back then.
Remembers yesterday? You're
So,
trapping.
the big thing about this trailer, the only thing that starts to give me a little bit of weird vibes is the unit card art, which we can kind of see at the bottom here. But we're going to go open up one of these PNGs, and we're going to open it up bigger, because bigger, we need bigger. Enhance. So the unit card art, the only thing that is a bit concerning is it kind of reminds me of Dawn of War 3. Now, what I noticed right off the bat is a couple of things here. Firstly, the hero unit here is Cyrus. We saw Cyrus get stabbed through the back by a Necron. Now, Cyrus is basically one of the veterans of the Blood Ravens, and he's been there since like the Tyranid invasion. He's seen a lot of fucking shit. I'm a little bit worried that that trailer kind of made it look like they killed him off in the trailer. But you can obviously see him in the game, so hopefully that's just like something that happened. That's just a combat injury he sustains. I hope that they didn't just spoil the fact that Cyrus dies off in the game.
Maybe it's a bad ending for like.
The unit
maybe-
cards are also giving me Total War vibes.
Yeah, kind of looks like Total War, doesn't it? With like the unit cards, like the troops.
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably because it's King's games and not Relic, and they want to do their own take on the UI and everything.
I mean, the thing is,
Yes.
I get what this is, because, okay, we can see that, what unit does he have selected? He has Cyrus selected. Here's Cyrus's abilities, skills, and upgrades. So, there's going to be an upgrade system. Hopefully there's, like, battle gear, just like there is in a war gear. I'm not sure if they're going to do, like, a conquest mode in this game, like they did with Dark Crusade. That would be awesome. But you can see that he has skills and abilities here. You can see that he's got a defense stat. I don't know what that means. I assume is, like, armor penetration. I'm not entirely sure.
But yeah,
Baphios makes a good point. He could
think
get killed off and then turned into a Primaris like what happened to Titus.
In that cutscene, wasn't he wearing Okay, let's back up just a second.
What if you like?
Hold on, Gibbs. They can only model one armor.
That's true, but like technically the armor he should be wearing should be
The enemies of humanity.
the original like older thing.
That's
that-
a Primaris.
Is that a Primaris?
That's I think that's
That is a Primaris helmet.
Yeah.
No mercy.
There's a Mechanicus guy. There's Blood
We got
Ravens.
that,
The wrath of the
If
enemy.
you see the
Fucking
goofy ass like slash like uwu marks on the helmet, then that's a fucking Primaris helmet.
Let's skip. So this is
Yeah,
that's a Primaris right
That's a
there. Getting
Primaris.
slaughtered by an orc.
Rise to drag us down.
As they do.
He's he's wearing Primaris armor as well in this scene,
Galaxy has been
Yep.
torn.
and he got stabbed through
Okay,
this.
yeah, that is the Primaris. Yeah.
So maybe okay, so maybe he had to go through the procedure just like Titus did because he, like, that's pretty fucking bad. Like that's through his
What the
spinal
What the
column.
hell is the procedure? Like,
They open up your fucking brain.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
basically modify
Primaris
it.
was just a normal space marine.
No,
No.
they're basically like supposedly they're the what
Half
space
step to a fucking what do you call them?
Primarch.
Primarch.
Primarchs. Yeah,
What
they're
the
half
hell
step
are-
to a Primarch.
Primaris
thought the
Marines
Custodes were
are better than your regular space marine. No, Custodes are a
They're
different thing.
Space Marines. Space Marines.
Custodes are like the Emperor's
Custodians
guard.
are far more valuable than fucking Primaris Marines.
On the
Yeah,
road to
Custodes are.
we make our stand.
Super rare.
Yep.
That's
Look the
Primaris.
uwu marks.
See, like then they take this fabric, right? And then they like drag it over.
To claim here. Only vengeance to
There's a little Squekron hiding there, like peek. Yeah, see, he's dead. He's on a pyre.
That's a Tau, Gibbs.
That's not a town.
No, that's a Necron.
Is it?
That's him. This is him
okay.
saying that. Yeah, that's a Necron and a thing. There's a servo skull.
And he's not in his armor now when they pull it over him.
Yeah,
Yes, they took him out.
he's not in his armor.
Whilst
They
the
drag the
evil
fabric
us
over him.
lives, we fight.
I just think that's really weird and kind of lame. That's cool, but it's really
Yeah,
lame
that
to
is really cool.
killed him off in a fucking in a trailer. Like that's so. Cyrus isn't like the main character. It's
would you
Gabriel
think that?
Angelos, but it's like Cyrus is one of the big secondary characters. And there's Cyrus right there. So I'm very confused here. Did they spoil the cutscene for the mission?
Maybe it's one of the possible endings. Like, you know those games that have campaigns and like each version of the campaign like has a different ending, and you don't know which one is canon. Like maybe in this ending he dies to like the
We
next
do know
ones.
that there's over 70 plus single player missions that can be played cooperatively as well. That is what we do know. We do know that each of the 4 races, which is going to be Mechanicus, Space Marines, which is the Blood Ravens, Necrons, and Orcs are the 4 launching races of the game. The other
this
races
is
will be
also said,
expansioned in later.
Yeah, this is set on Cronus 200 years after Dark Crusade. That we do know.
Yeah, so we're going back to Cronus. This is if you played Dark Crusade, we're going back to Cronus. So we're going back to that planet. The Necrons are awakening on Cronus again, or they're invading. I'm not entirely sure. So that means the Tau are probably going to be an expansion because this isn't too far from Tau space. They're probably going to invade as well, which will be cool.
Are they not in the fucking art piece for it?
Got the Tau?
No.
No, they're not in the art piece.
Can
No,
you
it's
give-
just the 4 announced factions.
I just want to see the art piece. Show me the art piece.
Ooh. Hey, use my thumbnail I was working on.
Okay, so let's zoom in.
You got Mechanicus on the left. You got Space Marines on the bottom center here. And you've got
Okay.
Orcs back here, and you got Necrons on this piece. It's broken into 4 quadrants.
So I'm assuming chaos. Is
There'll
on
be
the
an-
right there.
No, there's no chaos.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's not,
not
okay.
chaos.
They're not doing chaos
Damn.
in this one's launch, which is fine because that way they can give them their own expansion and build up hype towards them. Because the big problem is when every other time is like, okay, they do chaos invasion, and then there's like, okay, then who invades next? Well, the Sisters of Battle. It's like, okay, that's gonna like de-escalating a little. De-escalate.
Also, I noticed they're going with the Dawn of War 3 Gorguts model.
Yeah, they're going with that. Well, that's the current Gorguts model.
Yeah,
Yeah, sadly.
not much they can do there.
So let's go back in here. Let's go open up this.
They're advertising this on the Steam page also, that this is supposed to be a return to classic Dawn of War 3. Dawn of War 1. That's their
Yeah, they say that right
base, and they're
here.
trying to that's what they're saying on paper.
So they boast this. Okay, let's start with the top. Let's go to the spiel. Now, bear in mind, this text is flavored up, to hype you up. So we're just gonna
speak.
Yeah, we're gonna look at it. So first it says command 4 unique playable factions. Take charge of the unique Warhammer 40,000 factions: the Space Marines, Orcs, Necrons, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and their Dawn of War debut. Because this is the first time the Mechanicus have ever been made outside of mods. Each faction grants you total control of a unique collection of commanders, units, buildings, and gameplay mechanics that dramatically alter the feel of and flow of Warhammer 40,000's endless brutal warfare. So, 4 different factions, they pretty much establish there. Fight through 70 plus epic campaign missions. Co-written by the legendary Black Library author, John French, which I've not heard very many good things about.
No, I've done some quick digging.
A lot of the
and
things
he's
that we
very
did,
divisive.
yeah, he's divisive and he's not well received, in terms of the actual community. So that's concerning to me. Now, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he was a better video game writer than he was, writing books. That can happen. But just to be aware, he's not actually that legendary. He's actually divisive.
The
Yeah.
The pros I've just from seeing Reddit posts and reviews is in terms of writing book action scenes and capturing that sci-fi, that dark sci-fi feel he's good at. A lot of his character arcs, a lot of his narrative, which is what he's going to be focusing on here.
Yep.
That's where all of the problems are, which is why, on the one hand, yes, he's not writing a book; he's writing a video game story and missions and narrative that could give him a fresh take, the fresh start he needs to fix this. But I'm not going. I'm going with
Writing
low
video
probability
games is
of that.
harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The big thing with Dawn of War 1 is Dawn of War 1's story is relatively simple, but it's very well written. And that's what makes Isidore and Gabriel's story as they deal with chaos and Isidore's fall to chaos such a big deal, and Gabriel coming to terms with what he did to Cyrene, which is his homeworld. He ordered the exterminatus of his own homeworld. He had to do it again. But the big thing that Gabriel went through character growth wise is realizing that duty and his duty to humanity was more important, and that sometimes you have to make the hard decisions, things you don't want to do. And
I mean, it was falling to chaos. So, I mean, it wasn't really a hard decision there.
yeah, well, Isidore had to be executed because he was evil. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the big thing there, right? And that was a really fun and really good story. And the other Dawn of War games more or less had good stories too, and even Dawn of War 2 and that stuff. And so the issue here is that characters are the only thing he's going to be able to write. The missions and combat is not something he's going to be writing because the action is done by the video game. So his narrative skill needs to be his A game, because it's the same for the game I'm making. If you're making a video game, the combat mechanics do the combat storytelling for you because that's the gameplay taking over. You need to focus on the other parts of writing, just like Mass Effect, right? Where the character interactions between each other are what makes them endearing and lovable, not just the gameplay effects of what they actually do in game. In fact, some people pick characters not necessarily based on gameplay, but often based on who they are and their personalities.
If they're cool or if they like the character.
Yep, or they think they're sexy or things like that. So let's see. Fight through 70 plus epic campaign missions. So yeah, co-written by John French. That we're going to have to wait and see. So that's the first red flag right there. A little bit concerning there because the narrative for the single player campaign needs to be good.
There is one other thing we can get insight on, is that 70 plus campaign missions and at least if I'm reading this right.
Oh, Dawn of War 3
all
did
4
not
factions.
have a good story, Doman. You have no taste. He's like, eep. But hold on. Dawn of War 4's epic story represents the biggest Dawn of War saga to date. That's a big fucking thing to boast about, by the way. In solo or co-op play. Because Dawn of War 2's campaign was actually really large, because it plus its 2 expansions, Retribution and Chaos Rising, make for a 30-hour campaign. It's long to play through Dawn of War 2. And you can do it co-op. But it also boasts solo and cooperative play for the campaign. Right there. So, interesting that they're actually deciding to go with co-op. I wonder how that's going to function. Command each faction through its own dedicated campaign, supported by spectacular CGI intros and fully animated cutscenes. That means that they're going to have fully animated cutscenes, but that the cutscenes themselves aren't going to be CGI. They're probably just going to use in-game assets. That's okay. That's what Dawn of War 1 did. And the fact that each faction is going to have their own CGI cutscene intro means that they're going to have that nice high-budget intro, which will sort of hype you up for each faction you're going to play. Again, that's interesting, but the big problem here is there's two things I'm worried about. The first red flag is John French and his narrative skills. The second red flag, then the biggest, even more so, that scares me, is that this is actually
the Iron Harvest devs.
It's the Iron Harvest devs, and the campaign for this game is fucking awful. I fucking hate this game's campaign. The missions suck. The story sucks. Everything about its campaign sucked. The things that were good, the mechs were cool, the vehicles were cool, and the vehicles were probably the best part about the entire game. They were incredibly well animated, very detailed, weighty, meaty, very cool. But everything else, I have nothing positive to say about this.
Yeah, the Iron Harvest King art devs are not the best at business decisions, and if I recall correctly, this was their first big show to make a name for themselves, and let's be blunt, either mixed or flopped, because one key decision that contributed to sabotaging this game, the console release. If you look at the early trailers and the animation quality, and you look at the final game, the controls,
they downgraded
the UI, the gameplay, everything downgraded, and it looked really bad.
They downgraded this game. This game looked really good, and it was one of the. This is, I think, the last game I kickstarted, because I have the collector's edition in my closet, because I want to look at it. Because I don't want to look.
We also have looking at this screen, two other facts: the 70+ campaign missions, the 4 full campaigns, and that date 2020. They've been working on this game for a long time.
Now, granted, they did do support. They did do support, because support ended around Operation Eagle, which is the expansion, so May 27th, 2021. Now, granted, that was probably a B team, and that's when they basically packed up their bags. They realized this game wasn't salvageable. 205 reviews, barely anybody bought this. Oh, God, I don't want to look at it. No, I don't want to look at it. No.
No, okay, just go back to the other screen.
So that's my second red flag. And I really want to look forward to Dawn of War 4, but King Art Games, sorry, but you don't have a good reputation. You don't.
There's also another red flag. Deep Silver. Deep Silver is owned by the soon-to-be broken apart Embracer Group, who are going to rename themselves Fellowship Entertainment.
Yes, so this game might suffer from funding problems. Be advised.
Funding problems, and Embracer Group, those people have no idea how to publish games. Usually, a lot of their good games are in spite of them.
Yeah, it's accidental. Now, don't get me wrong. Like if we put that stuff aside, some of the visuals and the effects look all right. But one thing that another red flag, because this is the stream of red flags, right? We'll open up a picture here, and you're gonna notice that the color's a bit washed out by comparison. But if I open this up and I go full size with this image, and you know what, I'm gonna go full size with pretty much all the images here. We're going to make them all big, and then we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of Dawn of War 3. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because you're going to find something this might just because modern Warhammer 40K's art style, it looks like this, because I did look at the tabletop minis, and they kind of look goofy and cartoonish. They used to be kind of serious and cool looking, and the art style for Warhammer 40K has kind of gone a different direction nowadays. So it's a bit in contrast with itself. Actually, not a bit. It's a lot. We're going to open up these, and then we're going to go to Dawn of War 3. And we're going to look at the Dawn of War 3 things. Now, you're going to notice a few different things. Firstly, color saturation is the first thing you're going to notice when I go through this. I'm going to open up, 3 of these. And then we'll do a side-by-side. That's more than enough, I think, to give me some basic side-by-side.
Yeah, we could definitely compare the orc buildings. That's one of the first comparisons we can do. What are the orc buildings in 4, and what are they in 3?
So here is a picture of Dawn of War 3. Now, take this in, get a good look at this, okay? It's not a bad looking game, but you're gonna notice that things look kind of shiny and super colorful, right? And what I do like about this visually is that the environment is colorful and it's not desaturated too much. Even the units aren't desaturated. The only issue is that the units look way too clean, too shiny. And you're going to see that here too. This is Dawn of War 3 again. You're You got Imperial Fist fighting some greenskins over here. This is, again, another Dawn of War 3 image. Take it in. Take a good look at it. Give it a good look over. Get a feel of the units and what they look like. Okay? All right. Next image. This is, again, last Dawn of War 3 image. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, give you a bit of a closer look. Take a nice and good look at the Orc units that you have engaging the Blood Ravens over here. You got a Predator tank over there. I don't know what those Orc vehicles are called anymore. Got some more Space Marine dudes fighting over here. Some Eldar vehicles. Biltan, I think is what they're called. Some Blood Raven stuff, their base. Okay, got a good look at that. Now, we're going to look at Dawn of War. Let's start with the left side images, because they're a bit more like the video game. Now here, this is Dawn of War 4. Now you're going to notice a few things different here. The units, the overall composition of things looks about the same. However, the first difference I notice is that the units aren't as shiny like toys. But it still looks, if you take away that shine factor, visually this almost looks kind of like a graphical overhaul mod of Dawn of War 3, in my opinion, when I look at this. Even like the UI stuff looks similar. Or not the UI, sorry, the units and the environment. Because here you got like some, troops and like fighting Necrons. But it kind of has a similar vibe, doesn't it? Just a little bit. Like you can feel it a little.
There is one noticeable change. It looks less cartoonish and more of a dark atmosphere, which is nice.
Much more gritty, yes.
That's one of the few differences you can really point out.
Next image. This is again Dawn of War 4. Here's the Orc base. It's very exaggerated, but that's probably orcs. There's a squig-off mouth right here. You can see a little bit of it right there. The squig-off mouth. The buildings, the big old battle wagon, I think that's called. Fucking huge.
Something like that.
And
it has no lawnmower. That's automatically a 1 out of 10.
Third image. This is a bit more of a cinematic image. You got two Blood Raven dreadnoughts fighting, looks like a ragtag group of orcs who don't really stand a chance. And there you can see them doing stuff. Now, if we look a little bit more at the Necron image, it kind of looks a little bit similar, doesn't it? Like, just stylized. I wonder if they like kept some of the people, like the environment. Like, it's a lot less clean, because you'll notice that this is much cleaner, much more crisp, in terms of being able to see what's going on in these images. And the other one's a little bit more grungy and dirty. But
that one,
it feels, that's what I mean when I feel like a mod, Like, it's just they made it grungy. That's about it.
It is worth noting in 3, this is important, just from my long-term memory. Relic made this simplification and clean look as an intentional choice. King Art Games is likely looking at that and going, and I think this is explicit in the marketing and the Steam page, we're not going to do Dawn of War 3, and they're trying to, at least in the marketing and in some of the presentation, go, no, we're not going to do that cartoonish style. We're going dark, and we're trying to go away from that gameplay style. That we're going to have one as our inspiration from this.
I wouldn't say Dawn of War 3 looks better. Dawn of War 3 looks too clean, too ugly. Here, it looks all right, but the issue is that units are sort of blending in the background a bit more, and so I can see that issue. While it is getting a bit more grungy, units aren't as clearly defined. Like, they're kind of blending in with all the coloring and lighting, like the orcs are with the environment. They're not popping out as much. That is concerning, because the original Dawn of War, they pop out very starkly. They contrast quite a bit. And so I think that they might have too many graphical effects. What? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, you would see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's literally that simple. You can see what you're doing.
Yep. And so that's one of the things I'm worried about there. Now it's like Crispy Chaos. Let's see. What does Chatfish feel? Now that we've done a side by side, I want to. Now I'm going to do a poll. We did a poll earlier, and I want you guys to answer this poll honestly, if you can. Does it looks? I'm going to give you a couple options. It looks like Dawn of War 3. Because I did this before, and it was kind of a... I'm not going to say what people said. I don't want to taint it too much. But that's... I'm just giving you that. So, go ahead and answer honestly in that poll. I put it on the YouTube chat. First question is, it looks like Dawn of War 3. If you think these two images kind of look similar, this is Dawn of War 3. that is Dawn of War 3 or 4. My brain. See, I'm even articulating it. Or you don't think it looks similar at all. You think they're drastically different images. You don't think it's possible that these things could be the same thing. You can't contest a poll. Gang is like
Actually, not commenting on the graphics, but do you see anywhere in this UI anything related to PopCap, or do you think it's just that
Right here.
bar?
up in the top left.
corner.
PopCap
Okay,
95
I see
out
it.
of 300 points. So I want to point out that this is from the Space Marines perspective, right? This is a third of their total PopCap. Let's see how many units they have. They have one very weird looking tank I don't recognize. They have two devastating. What?
Let's go up again.
Where's
That's I think it's a Predator variant.
Is-
Probably one of the new stuff they introduced.
It looks weird.
They introduced a lot of new vehicles with the whole Primaris stuff, so that's probably one of those weird things.
I kind of miss the older look. It looks. I like that it looks dumb though. That makes me happy. Because it looks goofy.
Yes.
All right, so back to this. So let's count how many units. So a tank. So one. Oh, actually, before we do this, infantry and vehicles are not separated by PopCap. This is concerning to me. They're merged the PopCaps. The reason why this is concerning is there was always an incentive to build infantry in Dawn of War 1 because infantry did not count towards your vehicle PopCap. Infantry were separate. Therefore, you could have your separate infantry PopCap from your vehicle cap. That way, you didn't just spam tanks because that's what happens in Dawn of War 3. In Dawn of War 3, all you do is you spam tanks because there's no reason to build infantry as soon as you get your economy up. Infantry are just garbage. And so this is concerning to me right off the bat, another red flag, because you need to separate those PopCaps. This is the same problem Sins of Solar Empire 2 has, where capital ships aren't separated from the corvettes and frigates and cruisers. And because they're not separated from corvettes and frigates and cruisers, why not build 30,000 fucking capital ships instead of 30 like fucking, corvettes and supported by 30 cruisers or whatever? Like, there's no reason
part of the
to.
reason I like one is because of the combined arms. It was balanced well for having infantry and vehicles as war is.
So, kids, what you're not understanding is they're trying to keep stuff similar to Dawn of War 3 because that's the latest game that came out.
Yeah,
despite
saying that they want to go back in tone with the original.
Well, yeah, art tone.
Yeah, so is it gonna be like gameplay wise anything like the originals? Because when I look at the map, right, let's look at past Aerith's little dumbass head, right? So you can see up here there's some base building. There's 4 buildings, 4 squares. That's not base building to me. That's 4 fucking buildings.
It's funny. Actually, kids, go back to the same page and go below the campaign missions. They actually advertise classic Dawn of War gameplay returns. The series returns to its roots with classic Dawn of War gameplay and a combat system designed to bring the Warhammer 40,000 bloodthirsty combat to life like never been seen before. Grow your force, build your base of operations, specialize your squads, and savor an expanded sync kill system that delivers an unprecedented degree of melee combat detail.
That's good. I love the sync kills. That's a nice touch. It's going to piss off the multiplayer community, but I normally play Dawn of War casually, so I'm fine.
Sync kills are cool. Multiplayer needs to shut up.
Yeah, they need to.
Looks at the Dawn of War 2 crowd.
The hyper-competitive scene kind of ruined Dawn of War, but that's besides the point. So the PopCap here, again, that's a red flag for me, because you need to separate infantry from vehicles so that you encourage combined arms gameplay. That's what made Dawn of War 1 interesting, and that's kind of what the Company Heroes did. Like, it's about making sure that your PopCap isn't just like, okay, I'm just going to spam the best vehicles, because they did this in Dawn of War 3, and Bucky points out that, yeah, it's just like Dawn of War 3. Like, that's how it's gonna boil out. Like, your early game is gonna be fun because you'll be mixing up your units, but that's what happened in Dawn of War 3. Dawn of War 3's late game sucked because it was just vehicle spam.
Yeah, and to Bucky's point, if you just look at the screenshots and the very, very limited, it's worth owning trailer gameplay we have, I get more Dawn of War 3 vibes with the gameplay than 1.
Yeah, that's concerning. So can I customize? Like, here's the other problem, right? The space, now this might be just the Space Marine problem, but like, what about my squads? Can I choose their gear and equipment like I could before? Like that's what was cool. Like I noticed that they have the Devastator team separate now, and that's kind of like lame because
You usually
what
just have your
made Dawn of
tactical
War
squad.
1 is you built a Space Marine squad and you customized their equipment. Quit trying to make Dawn of War like the tabletop. Quit trying to do that. Don't make it like the tabletop. What made Dawn of War 1 good is that it wasn't the tabletop. It's not the same thing. It was its own game with its own identity, not held back by the failings of the tabletop. Because the issue here is that the Space Marine squads are broken up into tactical squads, which you can see with the sword. You'll notice that there are 5 models per these tactical squads, which means that
Be right back.
squads. All right, that sounds good. And then you notice that these guys right here, these bolter squad here, like it's just tactical Marines, and it's just like 5 guys with bolters. What? That's lame. I want my 9-man squads back. I want my 9-man squads
You
back.
can't handle 9-man squads, Kibbs. That's why
I
they
want
put it
them
down to
back.
5.
I want to be able to actually like choose their gear. Because what was awesome about Dawn of War, I built my guardsmen and I gave a regiment of guardsmen like grenade launchers, and the other regiment supporting them nothing but plasma rifles, or 2 plasmas, 3 grenade launchers. And I could custom build my squads to what weapons they had. That gave me a lot of tactical decision making for each squad, and so there was investment behind each squad because their loadouts were chosen. Like if I played Space Marines, 2 heavy bolters, 2 rocket launchers, or maybe if I'm fighting like Necrons, just spam a bunch of tactical Marine squads, nothing but plasma weaponry, and we'll just go at the enemy with plasma weapons. The issue here is that is there any sort of customization for these squads? At all? Because that's not what Dawn of War 3 didn't have any. You couldn't customize Jack Diddley. You built a squad and it's like, this is my tactical Marine squad. They just have bolters. It's like, ugh. And that was Dawn of War 2 as well. Ugh. Don't get me wrong, Dawn of War 2 had a great campaign, but like, it betrayed the formula of what made Dawn of War great. It started to make the game linear because you had to build the Devastator squad as a Devastator squad. You couldn't mix and match things. You couldn't customize your squad anymore. The customization disappeared. What makes Broken Arrow an interesting RTS is you can literally customize what kind of systems you have on your fucking tanks and stuff. Like what kind of defensive systems your Abrams employing, Shadowfox joins $10 and says, they kill Cyrus, immediate failure. Yeah, if Cyrus actually dies off in this campaign, that's fucking lame. And the fact that that's on the trailer, I've been holding back on that. But I'm actually fucking pissed off about that. You don't just kill off like a beloved character from Dawn of War 2. Cyrus is funny as fuck. He's the doomer from fucking Dawn of War 2. He's like, things are terrible and they're only gonna get worse. You have no idea how bad things are gonna get. That was always so good.
Also, he's been a member. Shadow Fox has been a member for 74 months.
Good.
This trailer kind of looks like they took a bit of all the old games and tried to mash them together. And yeah, games are not as good with one pop cap.
Yeah, you need to separate the pop cap. The issue is that
Honestly,
a lot of the nuance that Dawn of War 1 has is what makes Dawn of War 1 a timeless classic, right? It's got great mods like the Unification mod, the Titanium Wars, fucking Ultimate Apocalypse, legendary status, right? And what made it so great was A, they made it moddable, B, it had mechanics that allowed it to become good. Oh my god, yeah. Cyrus was great. I'm glad Chad agrees. Cyrus was such a doomer. It's over, Ben. You don't know how bad things are going to get. The grizzled veteran who's like, things are only going to get worse from here on out. And he was right, by the way. Things only did get worse for them. So the fact that they're killing off my favorite grizzled veteran, Cyrus, in a cutscene, that better not be true. That pisses me off. That's unceremonious. Like, I love the fact that Cyrus is a hero and like a character and he's a commander and stuff. But if you just killed him off in the trailer, not only did you spoil the story and devalue any sort of like twist or tragic heroic death that he could have had, and maybe he'll have like a grand epic death, right? But if you lead with that, that's upsetting because A, you just spoiled the fucking story. And if that's John French's writing level, and I've already heard bad things about John French's writing, and I hope that's exaggerated.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I need you to understand. The only way to get people to care about a character, just like in Destiny 2 and the Forsaken DLC, is to kill off the only one they care about.
God fucking damn. I mean, there's a few characters they haven't killed off, but I don't want to name names anymore.
Writing.
I don't want to name any names.
You know what happened with that character, Kibbs?
What?
He came back.
Kim, I'm back. and I'm now a zombie.
Well, he's Cade 7 now.
Okay, how's Cyrus gonna come back after you die?
He's a perpetual. Congratulations.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He didn't know it the entire time he was a perpetual.
Oh, this hurts me.
Maybe he comes back as a saint.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I've never
What
seen
makes
a fucking,
Cyrus great is the
Astartes
fact that
as-
he's grizzled as fuck and he's just fucking doomer pilled to high hell.
He's like Dante. Is it Dante or which is the masked one of Sanguinius? The guy that just wants to die and fucking Sanguinius keeps bringing him back.
Just won't let him
That's
go.
Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, you're gonna survive the Primaris surgery.
Yep,
Son
Doman
of-
beat me to it, but they'll make him into a dreadnought, a scout dreadnought.
They did this plot point before in Dawn of War 2 with the previous captain. He got dreadnoughted. Thule, remember? Thule gets
Yes.
gravely injured, and there's a whole mission to turn him into a dreadnought. Don't recycle the same old story stuff. That's the problem with Dawn of War 2 and Dawn of War 1. Dawn of War 1, the reason why the Maledictum is bad and we don't know what happens and that planet gets all fucked up is because the Eldar are Eltarded. The Eltards decide not to tell the Space Marines that, hey, chaos is here, and by the way, if you destroy the Maledictum, that is actually containing a demon, and you're going to unleash it upon the galaxy. And what do the Eldar say instead? The Eldar say Eltarded things. Don't do it, you'll unleash doom upon us all. And it's like, what? What does that mean? Quit being vague and ambiguous. And then fucking they do it and like, oh, you unleash the demon, now we're all fucked. It's like, oh my god. And then they do it again in Dawn of War 2, where it's like, the Eltards are like, oh, we're fighting you, but we're not going to tell you why we're fighting you. Oh, you don't understand what you're doing, stupid space monkeys. And they're like, well, okay, well, what are we doing? And like, oh, we're trying to stop the Tyranids from like getting to us as fast. Now they're here. Oh, you did this. It's like, oh my god. Oh, I hate the Eldar so much. They're so badly written. I fucking hate them. They're just fucking dumb. I hope they get genocided. Ugh.
They deserve it, honestly.
I never feel bad when bad things happen to the Eldar. Like, they just deserve it. Like, Eldar children get stampeded by Space Marines. They had it coming. Oh. But that's my lamentation there. The issue with recycling these old plot elements is I want a fresh story. I don't want Dawn of War 2 again. I don't want Dawn of War 1 story again. We already have that. You're not going to be better than that. Make something new. And the issue is if they're killing Cyrus off and he gets thrown into a dreadnought, that's A, lame, B, dumb. We already have Thule. Thule is a dreadnought. What happened to Thule? Unless Thule's just dead now. Shadowfox $75 say all Eldar problems are caused by a need to be cryptic instead of speaking plainly. Yes, Eldar are Eltarded. There's a reason why we call them Eltards here, and it's because they're literally brain damaged. They just don't know how to speak correctly. Oh,
For supposedly being the wise race, they're awfully dumb.
yeah, they're awfully fucking stupid. It's like, oh, the younger races don't know any better. Okay, well then fucking talk to them as if they're younger races. No, I'm gonna be cryptic and stupid. Thule is dead? What? No, he died off in like Chaos Rising, didn't he? I might have forgotten that. I just remember Thule being alive. Rip. F some chat for Thule. F some chat. What about the option of crossing the Rubicon like Ragnar? Goddamn Chatfish. Brain damaged. I would love to see a game where Eldar leader rises speaking plainly to human monkeys, and then the Eldar and humans start working side by side because it turns out they were on the same side. And the Eldar weren't being fucking morons all the time. Oh my god.
French is a Horus Heresy writer.
Oh no. Prepare to have your expectations subverted. The Horus Heresy has been going downhill for quite a while. I just don't want to read it anymore because after I learned that the Emperor's name was Neoth and that his strong and empowered wife Erda did all the bad stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck is this story?
To be honest, that part's kind of funny. Like,
That's stupid.
yeah. It is stupid. Like, the Emperor was a cook and he did nothing, and his wife was the smart one. Why did she destroy the universe though?
Because she was stupid.
Because she was so smart. And you can
they
see
didn't think that one
neurons,
through.
like,
Chat's like, so don't say that name. What, Emperor Neoth? You don't like the fact that the Emperor's
Neoth?
name is Neoth? I'm not going to let you forget it, Chat. because we need
So-
Neoth. Remember it.
So here's the issue, right? They wrote that as she was the one behind all of it, but it's literally the original sin argument of, okay, yeah, but she doomed the entire galaxy to death and suffering.
Yeah, because now the Emperor's children got corrupted, and so they weren't raised correctly, so they're all fucked up.
And they ruined Fulgrim as well with that.
Ooh, I just feel my soul seeping out of my body the more I learn. I've already learned enough about the Horus Heresy to last a lifetime. I don't want to know anymore. If I see another character assassinated, I will scream. It's just no more. No. Okay, so back to this game, right? I'm scared. I'm scared. I really want to like be excited for Dawn of War, but I can't. King Art Games has too many red flags. Their legacy is one of questionable results. The Iron Harvest game was not very good, and I do not honestly. I never want to play Iron Harvest again. Like I think I will go the rest of my life without ever booting it up. I hope. I actually hope maybe. I don't want to touch it, and not only do I not want to touch that game, I just want nothing to do with it, and that scares me because that was like the last game I remember them working on. And now they're working on Dawn of War 4, and the studio doesn't really have my trust. And they say that they want to be like going back to the original, but when I look at these squads and I see 5-man squads instead of the classic 9-man squads, this doesn't look like it's back in touch with the original. Nor does the pop cap. The infantry and vehicles are merged here, unless I'm missing something. Feel free to correct me. If I am wrong, I will point it out. But this pop cap right here, 95 out of 300, that's a merged pop cap. That's bad. Merged pop caps are bad when you have infantry and vehicles in games because all it does is incentivize the winning team to just vehicle spam. The separation of infantry and vehicles has been like one of the most based things again. We need that back. Aw, shitty, we go again. Yeah, my worry here is that we're going to see fucking Dawn of War 3. But just again. And it's going to fucking hurt me. Oh.
So the issue, Kibbs, is that pop caps are not separated on almost any other RTS.
Not in any other RTS, but in Dawn of War they were.
That's what made Dawn of War cool.
Yes. It separated its infantry from its vehicles. And the reason why they did that was so that you were always encouraged to build large amounts of infantry because infantry were interesting and fun. And there were also infantry that specialized in anti-vehicle like roles.
I understand. I'm just saying that they're not going to do that.
You're probably right. I don't think they're going to give a damn about my opinion, honestly. I'm just more so lamenting to my chat bros. But the reality here is that we do need to be vocal. Now, the PopCap thing is at one point aside, but the infantry, the way the infantry are laid out, the Space Marine squads, I don't see them having any customization functions. And so unit preservation, like that existed in Dawn of War, which was a thing, doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. And that's concerning because it's like, okay, we're going to just treat our infantry like fodder. Like we can, but they're Space Marine squads. There's only like how many Space Marine in a chapter again? Like 1,000?
1,000 battle brothers
yeah,
a chapter.
You can't just throw them away.
3 of them.
So why do you think vehicles always replace infantry in RTS games that don't separate the caps? Because it's not I think that, it's that I know that because I played them. So if I go to any game that has a pop cap, if I look at games like Dawn of War 3, which is the last entry in the series, and I look at how the multiplayer games go, because I played it extensively, and I know because I lament playing it, the big problem with it is that you will just spam vehicles.
I'll help you, Kibbs, because you're not getting it. So, chat. The big thing is, chat, is that vehicles are good at destroying structures. Usually, they're very good structure attack. So, destroying people's ability to manufacture units is critical.
Yep. And when they make vehicles strong enough that mulch infantry like instantly, then now they're not only strong at destroying vehicles or infantry, but also bases. So you can just drive them over to a base, mulch their base, and then game's over.
Yep. It's a death ball.
And infantry can't do enough damage to stop the damn thing because it's just gonna keep going.
Yeah, because they have a lot of hit points.
And so that's one of the reasons why you got to be careful. Now, this can be counterbalanced by how much energy you generate on a map, how much requisition you generate. But what the issue is when you do this is how this often worked out in Dawn of War 4 is you just kept hoarding your vehicles, and then once you reached hoarded vehicle mass, you just drove over the enemy. And I mean literally, you just drove an armored column right over them, and there's nothing they can do to stop you. Their infantry can't stop you. Their anti-tank infantry are garbage and will be mulched in seconds. And this is literally, sounds like a balance issue. Yes, it is a balance issue. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, start grabbing them, beating them. The reason why I'm talking about this is because this is going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Because Company Heroes, which is just Dawn of War and Company Heroes are the same kind of fucking game, have the same problems. Vehicles in these games are impervious to small arms fire ever since Company Heroes 1, pretty much. And the reason why it's important to note is because in Dawn of War 1, standard vehicles could take damage from infantry. Why is that important to note?
Reduced.
It was reduced, yes, by armor value. However, your standard infantry squad without anti-tank vehicles had the capability to literally destroy vehicles. And that worked because that was actually balanced. The issue is it is a balance issue. No, comments are sorry, you're stupid. Oh my god, I'm just gonna ignore him. Ugh, retard. Company of Ketchup, that's true Doman. Doman, the sage. But yeah, so following back on that issue, Dawn of War 3, and I'm warning you now, you can ignore me if you want, but just enjoy your Dawn of War 3 2.0. Fuckers. If that's what you want, that's what you fucking get. That's what you fucking deserve. Because that kind of mentality, that mentality Commissar has, is the reason why we got Dawn of War 3. You get a balance issue. You can just watch my wall of tanks drive over you. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. Retarded. That is retarded. I'm not gonna censor myself anymore. That's just brain damaged. Oh my god. It literally led to that problem. The balance is everything. Balance is an issue. That's why I'm talking about it, because if you don't fucking separate those distinctions, what you're going to run into is you're going to run into a game that feels like ass, because that's what Dawn of War 3 felt like with its vehicles. There was no reason to build infantry, because tanks could just slaughter infantry. And it's like, okay, well, what's the point of infantry if they just get slaughtered? Well, they're early game units. And that's what they turned into. They were early game units. You build them in the early game, and you never build them again. And that's agitating. Because infantry are a core feature of this game. Dawn of War 3 2.0, here we go. No! This is why we need to be vocal about it, because I do not want to play Dawn of War 3 again. I swear to fucking God. Which is why I'm just pointing out that the infantry thing, maybe they've got a solution for it. And yes, other games do not have it. I mean, real games like Command & Conquer don't even have pop caps. Because a real man knows better. But here they're going to have pop caps. Now, another thing to point out, the game has a pop cap, right? So did the first Dawn of War. But the reason why I bring this up is because Dawn of War is a PC game first and foremost. That means do not fucking port it to consoles. If I see that they're porting it to consoles, that's literally a death nail. The reason why it is, look at what King Art Games did when they ported Iron Harvest. The game visually got a downgrade. Okay, we can ignore visuals. Let's just set that aside, right? But it got a horrific pop cap. You can command 2 dudes. Oh, fucking great. 2 fucking dudes. I can build 4 mechs and 3 squads, and now that's it. Oh,
yeah, kids could take at least 5 dudes.
What made come here, you little shit. What made Dawn of War great was not the fact that it was little tiny my 2 dudes are shooting pew pew pew. It was the fact that it was big epic 40k armies going ham, turning each other into fucking hamburger meat. And that was cool.
Under attack. Yeah.
But that's why I do advocate for the return of PopCap and separating infantry from vehicles, because that was what made Dawn of War so special, and it's a core feature of Dawn of War. Because there's always an emphasis to bring infantry, because you could always bring more infantry than you ever could vehicles. Vehicles were meant to be heavy and hit hard, but you needed infantry to be your backbone. I don't know. Maybe that's just
The
me.
infantry was there to support the vehicles.
I forgot to press that button. I was too busy ranting. There, calming music to relax to.
I hate this.
I hate this.
It's not calm enough.
You should play the Dead Space soundtrack in the background so he feels
On
properly
edge.
on edge.
Yeah, you need that sense of dread, Kib.
So one thing I want
Get
to
the
point
evil
out.
violin.
So let's take a look at these Squecrons, right? The Squecrons look pretty great. I like that big walker thing. That looks so cute with his big cannon. Looks intimidating, kind of Wars the Worldy, right? And look at these squads. This is a classic Necron squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, there's 10.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, there's
10
10
models.
there.
Nice big model of Necron warriors. Why is it the Space Marines have 1, 2, 3 for the Devastator squad? Ugh, it's 3 guys. 1, 2, 3, 5 guys for the tactical squad. Oh, it's like a couple dudes. I get that, like, oh,
Don't
there's
Terminator squads, like if they have Terminator squads, I don't know. Usually the first company usually will have.
they do
Terminator
in the other games. I don't see why they wouldn't. They've had Terminator squads in every game. They're like elite troops. They're pretty badass.
Yeah.
So perhaps Kibbs, it's not smaller unit scale. It's just that this single image has less units in it because they're taking damage.
I want
That
to
unit's full
believe-
health right there. And it has
I
1,
want to
2, 3,
believe
4,
Squealer
5
is
units.
dumb.
I've literally counted that.
Roman
I can't
donates.
believe that.
Zoom in,
$2
kids. Maybe he
dues.
can't see it.
Look at that squad right there, Squealy, okay?
Enhance.
Enhance. So see that green bar? The green bar represents its health. The blue bar, I assume, is its morale. I'm assuming
Does
that.
the HP expand if there are more
So,
more characters in the unit?
The health bar is merged for the entire bar, but each model has a different health pool. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 troops. The green bar is full. That is a full squad. There's a Devastator squad right here, and I can tell because I played Dawn of War 3, and that's why this is going to be PTSD. This squad here, this melee squad, I hate that. The Space Marine squads didn't
There's
have
two different
sword
squads,
squads. Oh,
Yeah, they had Salt Marines, Kibbs.
oh, the Salt Marines were cool because they had jetpacks. Now they just got guys with swords that run around. What the fuck?
Anyway, Adelman donates $2. I can't wait for Fire Warrior 2 made by Bungie.
I know it's gonna be great.
Oh, don't talk about that. At least with Bungie, I can expect it to be garbage.
Wait, is Bungie actually making Fire Warrior 2?
No, they're fucking not, you gullible fucking monkey. You gullible-
But
I
Fire
call it-
Warrior 2 is being made, so it doesn't
I
matter.
look over in Discord and see like fucking Dawn of War 4. I was like, I thought the series was dead.
Well, they just announced Dawn of War 4 today. Okay. So yeah, so huge Imperial Guard squads. Yeah, my big concern is squad customization. It was a big fucking goddamn mechanic. God damn it, and I'm not letting go of that. It was a big mechanic in Dawn of War 1. I want to be able to customize my squads. I want to be able to give them plasma weapons, or I want to be able to choose to give them rocket launchers or heavy bolters. And the problem with these squads here is like, it's a sword squad, it's a devastator squad, it's a tactical squad. The issue with that is that removes the uniqueness and modularity that the squad system had for Space Marines and fundamentally makes them not that way anymore. It literally makes them as like every other RTS where it's like, I just build my rifle squad and they have rifles, and I build my anti-tank squad and they have javelins. It's like, what made fucking Dawn of War great was the fact that you just built a Marine squad and then you customized it, and you could customize it on the fly with what you needed. That was fucking cool. I really, 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 really think that this is a fucking terrible idea, because this whole fucking system here with how the Marines work is just the garbage from the tabletop. And I think that having tabletop mechanics in this video game is literally retarded. So don't do that. Literally don't. Just make it like Dawn of War 1. You said it's going to be like Dawn of War 1, so make it like Dawn of War 1. Not this, oh, it's kind of like Dawn of War 1, but it's also kind of like Dawn of War 3. It's like, oh, well, then it's just Dawn of War 3 now, isn't it? Fuck. I hate
Dawn
that.
of War 1 also include tabletop mechanics, Kib?
Not quite. Like, you could customize your squads and like do all sorts of things with them. So it was a video game first and foremost, because GW back then wasn't as heavy-handed, right? It's like being forced to do the Primaris shit nowadays. Now they're being much more heavy-handed because they want you to buy their shitty fucking models. Well, I don't think that their plastic garbage is worth anything to me. I just want to play this video game, and I just want to play Dawn of War. I like Warhammer 40k as the aesthetic, and I think it's cool. I don't give a damn about their shitty plastic. I don't get that shit out of here.
Shadow Fox donates $10 dues. The thing with tactical squads is that they are supposed to be flexible, you know, to use various tactics
Yes.
to beat an enemy in the most efficient way possible.
Exactly. That's what a tactical squad is here. But here we have a tactical squad here. It's just 5 fucking tactical Marines with bolters. What the fuck is tactical about anything?
I don't know. Bolter seems pretty tactical to me.
It's like you build me your 3 Devastators and then your tactical squad, which doesn't have any tactics to it. You. Now,
Drunk, you sound pretty salty.
I'm fucking mad about that because like Space Marines are like one of my like favorite factions for like Blood Ravens. Well, actually, that's why I like the Space Marines. The Blood Ravens are my
I don't
favorite
like the
fucking champion.
magpies.
They steal stuff and I think they're funny. They're basically Space
So
Marines.
they're Brazilian Marines. I think.
Damn. Look at every third
I
worlder
do
wants to
love-
claim them as
I do
their own.
love the skips. Yeah, I'm claiming it. I'm claiming the Blood Raven.
Primaries
yeah.
do not have tactical
They
squad
even
kits.
have bees.
Guess what? I don't care about Primaris Marines. I don't care about the fact that they don't have cool mechanics. I don't care that they're lame and gay. Whatever. Make them have more dudes. Make them customizable. That's
Send
it.
more dudes.
Yeah, send more dudes. Not nudes. Dudes. I'm gonna fight. But yes, I don't give a damn that they're Primaris Marines. I don't fucking care. I don't care about GW's gay-ass lore. I don't give a damn. I want... The only thing that matters here, see how the Warhammer logo is tiny? It's tiny because it's gay. The one that's big? Dawn of War. Dawn of War is big because it's strong and it's better. Fuck Warhammer. Dawn of War rocks. Fuck your stupid tabletop shit. That's what annoys me. Like return to
Tabletop
form.
is lame.
Return to form. You say return to form, but when I look at this, I don't see return to form. I see, this is just the same garbage we had last time. Dawn of War 3, which was just like the tabletop. And you know what? That sucked.
You're saying that you love Dawn of War, but you like one game of the entire franchise.
No, I like Dawn of War 2 as well. I just don't think it was a good Dawn of War game. It's a good
You
game.
keep shitting on it.
Yeah, as a Dawn of War game. Dawn of War 2 is awesome. Dawn of War
Dawn
Chaos
of War
Rising.
2 would have been better served had it not been called Dawn of War.
It should have been called Dawn of War, though. Yeah, I agree. Because it's just not really a Dawn of War game. It's a bit different. It's like a hero game more so. It's a good
What do you
game.
call
It's a hero strategy game, and
Yeah,
it's
with tactics.
fun. It's extremely fun,
Yeah,
but it's not Dawn of War.
it's a fun game, and I fully recommend
it?
Dawn of War
What
2.
would you name Dawn of War 2 instead of Dawn of War 2?
I'd call it Dawn of War.
Blood Ravens.
Not War.
I think
Chaos
No, no
you
more.
should have your. I think you should have your brain smeared across the paper.
That's what you get for asking me stupid questions. You get
You
stupid
get
answers.
stupid.
Yes.
You can give an actual answer when asking. What would you change the name?
I
to
don't
when you
fucking
keep
know.
saying
Call it-
shouldn't have been called Dawn of War.
Call it, like fucking Nid's Rising or
Dawn
something.
of War, yes.
I would have
Nid's
called it
Rising.
Yeah,
Blood
I think it's
Ravens.
funny.
Chaos Rising. or,
Coas.
or Blood Ravens. The Bug Cometh.
Blood
I like
Ravens.
that. Dawncraft.
Bond, just because you typed in
Dawncraft.
something into fucking goddamn Google for synonyms doesn't mean that counts. You
Dusk
gave
of
it-
Battle.
Dusk of-
I think Donald should join you on the pavement.
I think Bond should be Dusk of Combat or Dusk of Disagreement or Discord. Oh, that's really bad.
Dusk of Peace.
Blood
Dawn of
Ravens
Dawn,
to
yeah.
steal a planet.
Morning of Fight. How about that?
Synonyms for war. Discord. Disagreement. Kerfuffle.
Conflict.
Ah, there we go. Blood Ravens and the Wrath of the Discord mod.
Oh my
I think
god.
probably calling it Blood Ravens would have been probably the better name, I guess.
Oh, Blood Ravens, like Legacy or something. I don't know, because it kind of relates to the legacy and their heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's actually much better. I like that. Fuck. Damn. Good job, Ghost. Head pat.
You could have given like an actual name, kids, like Ghost did. But you decided to be fucking stupid.
Well, I don't think we're gonna go down this
I
thing.
found a
would've-
better
Now-
it
name.
would've been
Hold on.
to the
Enough.
point.
Enough. Enough. I'm gonna rein it back in because you're all stupid. Squealy, shut the fuck up.
Good, do that.
No more jokes. We need to get serious because I'm mad again. I'm angry about the tactical squad. And I am, because this system is literally just Dawn of War 3 system. And that's why I want to point it out, because it's fundamentally flawed and I don't like it and I think it should be burned and light on fire. Beyond that, like, the Necrons look fine. They have normal squads, but the Necrons weren't really customizable for the Warriors, so that's kind of fine the way it is, I suppose. But does that mean we can customize the orcs at all? Oh my god, these models look like fucking really goofy up close. I don't like them up close. They're so silly. Look at
Orcs
him.
are goofy, Kibbs.
Oh my god, I hate Gorguts. What happened to him? He used to look cool, now he looks goofy.
Well, at least we know he's a steer.
Oh my
Because
god.
the other option would be pretty bad.
Look at that. Look at his fucking antlers.
He
Oh,
became a bigger orc.
he became fucking mecha orc.
He needs bigger horns to go with the bigger body.
Oh my god, he looks so goofy. What did they do to Gorguts? He looked kind of cool and funny before. Now he just looks like a parody of himself. I miss his
Look
little.
what they did to my boy.
Look what they did to my boy Gorguts. Also,
Of course, we get the sad-looking dreadnoughts. I want my box knot back. It looked better.
that's okay.
The fridge.
The fridge. Bring back my tactical fridge.
Tactical fridge deployed. Reach in and get yourself a nice
Hey.
dew.
Viking 3 has been a member for 61 months. So I looked at that. Fabian Tully was apparent on Cadia when it was destroyed. So we don't know if he died there, just that he was there.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know
don't
who
you
that is.
dare kill Fabian Thulov in some extra piece of media. That's what Halo does. Fuck, I hate that. It's like Buck.
No.
Oh, you know that character Buck? Yeah, you like him? Yeah, he's actually alright. It's like, so we killed him off in a different piece of media. Fuck it, god damn it.
No, Kibbs. They bring characters back to life in external media in Halo.
No, they don't. He's dead. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you mean Guilty Spark. Yeah,
Gilly
No.
Spark.
he's alive and
Johnson.
he has a girlfriend now. It's fucking.
The fucking Didax.
They
That
brought
guy
back
also brought the one
Johnson.
after-
What the fuck?
You know that he brought back Johnson.
Are you making this shit up? You're fucking with me.
No, they did.
No.
Johnson survived Halo somehow.
No.
No.
Halo
He-
3, he's
well,
dead.
no. He in Halo 1, he survived. the
Yes.
ring, Gibbs.
That's fine. That's fine. He hugged that elite and the power of love protected him. I get it.
Let's see.
Friendship
It was
is
a game of
indeed
grab bags.
magic.
But he died in Halo 2. Like, there's no...
It's
Halo
Halo
2?
3, you goober. Oh
Was
my
it
He's a
god.
Halo
fake
3?
fan.
It's
He's a
Halo 3 that
fan.
Fake fan, fake fan.
You realize it's been almost 15
10
years
minutes.
since I played
It's
them.
been 10 minutes since we played Halo 3, technically. Unironically, we
Oh,
were streaming
sorry.
it earlier. Yeah, that's
My
right.
brain.
Hypocrite.
My brain broke.
He was literally
brain-
in the cutscene of Halo 3.
I claim
ODST.
brain. I claim brain
Not
damage.
fucking
Hey!
like 20 minutes ago.
Not possible.
Shadow Turtle Yin Yang has been a member for 33 months. Is busy now. We'll watch this later. Let Fox choose. Well,
Thank you, Shadow Fox.
Bino, you can choose where it goes.
Shadow Turtle, I mean.
You son of a
I
bitch.
want to hug that gator for it, yeah.
I hate Bino, and I hope he burns
Remember,
alive.
it can only be added to the fun, not to the daily goal.
Yes, I know.
Doing the WoW thing where they outside the lore is outside of the games. Oh. The Blood Raven storyline should not be advancing when the games aren't happening. It should only happen when the video games happen. To fucking do so otherwise is to be a kick in my fucking nuts every goddamn time. And honestly, they can't take
He
another
likes it.
kick there. I don't know if my jewels are gonna work no more at this rate. I don't know. I'm saying.
Just become Mr. Bean. Become impervious to pain.
I don't know if I want to. So let's recap okay. I've gone through that image. Is there anything interesting here? You can see that there's base building. The base building looks placeholder as fuck. Oh yes, I did see something else actually. No, god damn it. No, god damn it.
Damn it.
Just fucking button. Oh! There it is. Bottom right hand corner. There is a little bar that's filling up, as you can see. And as it fills up, it generates a little point here. Next to this little point, we can see 3 different abilities. One looks like an orbital strike, one looks like a bombing run, and one looks like, like we're space going like, "Roar!" Like they do in the opening intro for Dawn of War 1, which is probably like a morale bonus or something. Let's see if we have a camera perspective from the orcs' point of view, do we? Do we have a camera perspective from the orcs? We do. The orcs even have their own unique UI. It's not as flavorful as the old UIs, but it's still flavorful, which is better than what Total Warhammer did.
Mech boy.
Mech boy. Now, granted, this is early, so I assume that'll look better, because that just looks very...
What if it looks worse?
Oh my god, I hope not. Oh god.
So like, no, that looks too polished for the orcs. We need
Okay,
to
so
give them shittier
orcs
UI.
have an ability to call down a giant meteor and like scream,
rock.
whoa. Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
it's a
like
rock.
it. Pretty much, with thrusters on the back of it.
Yes, that's a rock. R-O-K, rock. That's what they call it. The Siege of Armageddon utilized those.
The map here looks a little better than the other map in terms of size and scale, but this is zoomed in. I'm curious if the maps aren't bigger or if they're super small. Also, another point of contention. We need to go back to Steam, and we're almost through all of the things finally. So we did that classic Dawn of War gameplay. We talked about this briefly, but let's just read it for the sake of reading. This series returns to its roots with classic Dawn of War gameplay and a combat system designed to bring Warhammer 40,000's bloodthirsty combat to life like never before. Grow your force, build your base operations, specialize your squads, and savor an expanded sync kill system that delivers unprecedented degree of melee combat detail. Okay, I mean, that's good, but like, the issue is that this is a lot of talking, and this is kind of what I'm talking about the images and iconography and the footage, is it says it's a return to Dawn of War, classic Dawn of War gameplay, but what does that fucking mean, classic Dawn of War gameplay? Can I get some fucking examples? Because that tactical squad thing I just talked about is an example. The separated PopCap thing is an example. The base building, setting up mines and turrets and all that stuff is an example. And currently, I don't see that in any of the footage.
I like how you're falling for the marketing gimmick of return to form. Return to form is actually a notorious line used by companies where they shit the bed with the product that they're saying return to form with.
Yeah, that's the issue. The returns to its roots.
They're
roots.
gaslighting people with the words return to form.
Yeah, so I need fucking proof here, King Art Games. You need to release a video of showing the base building. Not only do you do that, but I want a goddamn beta and a public beta. Not YouTuber special access. I don't want special access. No YouTuber gets special access. A public beta for everyone so we can all take a look at it and all see it. And that needs to be done as soon as possible. I want to be able to put that in everyone's hands. I want to play that with everybody in the community because I need to see it and the world needs to see it. And you need to show that you have confidence in your product. None of this special access bullshit.
Everybody?
Yeah, did you bring enough for everybody? Yes, that's a fucking good point, Bucky. Exactly. They need to fucking make sure they give everybody access to this. Everybody needs to do it. Because this whole return to form bullshit is the same stuff. Yeah, exactly. Shulkin brings that out. Veilguard was a return to form. Yes. Halo Infinite was a return to form. You know what those weren't? Return to fucking anything. God damn it.
Return to the dumpster.
Return
It
to
wasn't
garbage.
even a return to mediocrity.
It was a return to ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Remember Dragon Age? Well, let's return it to ass. It's like, okay. So let's talk about the next problem I have. So this pointless statement here. One of many. God damn it. You have to point it out like that. Endless ways to wage war. Actually, not true. Limited ways we can wage war. 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. That's it. There's no 4v4. I want to point out that you just said previously in your previous statement, it's a return to its roots. Where's my 4v4? The bare fucking minimum. That's what Dawn of War 1 had. The matches were 4v4 with 4v4 maps. Not 3v3s. Not 3v3s as the biggest. 4v4s. Non-negotiable. 4v4s. If I want to have a 2v2v2v2, I can have a 2v2v2v2. If not, you're not returning to form and you just fucking lied to me. Bullshit. 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. And you know what this concerns me with? Why is it only 3v3? Why not 4v4? It's on PC. Surely it can handle it. This better not be because they intend to launch this on consoles. If we get fucked over because consoles, yet again, come in to fuck over an RTS. Here's the issue. I'm going to go back and wind back the clock. Let's talk about the first great console RTS. And they used to be good. Dune, Battle for Arrakis. Dune 2, Battle for Arrakis, released for Sega Genesis many, many years ago. After that was Command & Conquer, Warcraft 2, StarCraft, But yeah, those were next. And those were ported to the next generation, which was 8th gen, I believe, PS1 and N64. And you know what those games didn't do? They didn't dumb themselves down. They didn't simplify themselves at all. They were just PC games that were ported to console, and that's it. That's the end of the story. They did, and anytime, that's why those worked. And the industry seems to have forgotten this. Make it for PC first, then port it later. Age of Empires 2 Definitive recently got ported to modern consoles and is doing pretty well. Why is that? Well, it turns out that, hey, if you make a really good RTS and then port it afterwards and then add quality of life things like auto casting and auto scouting and like auto harvesting, things like that to help for console players, turns out that works really well. When you do what King Art Games did with Iron Harvest and port it to console, what happens? Fucking failed. What happens when you dumb it down like Supreme Commander 2? Fucking failed. What happens when you do Halo Wars and you take the legendary Ensemble Studios, the creators of the original Age of Empires game, and you send them to go make a console RTS? They fucking failed, and they're dead now. Ensemble Studios doesn't exist anymore. Halo Wars killed them. And no matter how much copium the community tells you, it wasn't actually Halo Wars. Well, it kind of was, because it was like the last game they made, and then they died. And guess what? Creative Assembly, the guys that helped make the Medieval 2 games, what killed them? Oh, there's a little console RTS called Stormrise. Any game that's an RTS that's made for consoles first never lasts the tests of time. End War, maybe the best and most innovative of all of them, didn't survive. It's dead now. We have to make these games first and foremost, like we did originally, like we did with Dune 2, like we did with Command & Conquer and StarCraft and Warcraft 2, for PC first. Then, after you perfect the PC launch, then you may go ahead and you may port it to consoles afterwards. Not during, after you're done with the PC version. After the PC version is at its peak, then you can create simplified tools and auto casting and auto this and auto explore. Then you can do that. That's fine. The other thing to point out is something which Doman raises as an excellent point. He donates $2 and says, I have a feeling that this game isn't moddable. I have that feeling too. Dawn of War 3 is moddable. It does have workshop support, but the mods are kind of limited, right? It doesn't have the amazing mod community that Dawn of War 1 has, which is wild how insane that is, right? It doesn't really talk about anywhere about modding and support. You talk about classic Dawn of War gameplay. What's classic about Dawn of War? Its modding scene. Its modding scene is one of the best. Just like Command & Conquer, just like fucking some of the other legendary RTSs out there like that, or Total War. Dawn of War has a robust modding community that equals almost the Star Wars community in terms of how much stuff it has. But they haven't really talked about it. Like, and again, it's just an announcement, but we need modding support. We need literally focus on PC, and this 3v3 limit is a red flag for me again, because why is lower player counts in RTS all the time? Tempest Rising has this where it's 3v3, no 4v4s. Why? Or no, I don't think it has 3v3s at all. I think it's 2v2s as the biggest, which is awful. Like, part of what makes these RTSs fun is having those big matches with 4v4, and then you can have 2 spectators if you want to cast the game or whatever. Just whatever, if you want to do that kind of shit. And that's great. But the issue is that this game can only support 3v3. That's not good. That means that the scale is smaller. The 5-man Space Marine teams are smaller. Space Marine squads used to be 9 Space Marines, 9 Giga-Chads walking down the street, plowing away every orcs that got in their way. Now it's 5 rinky-dinky Marines who can't barely move a squad. Whatever happened to the bigger battles? That's what I'm worried about. It's getting smaller. It's getting downscaled. It strikes me as a maneuver that's console. The maps look small. And maybe that's just the images we've seen so far, based on these little PNGs here. Like, look at that map. The camera here encompasses about a fucking 1/6 of the map. That's maybe just a 1v1, right? Look at the base. The base in the back here, right? Has 4 buildings. What kind of base building is that? 4 buildings? Are you fucking kidding? We have base building. You can build a barracks and a vehicle factory and a research building. Oh my god, why? And the energy points are capturable on the map. Why can't I build my field generators? Where's the base building? You post about base building, but this image here, this camera is looking at the entirety of the orc base, by the way. Where's the base building? Where the fuck's the base building? Where's the big bases? Like there were in Dawn of War 1. I'm not seeing them. I'm getting more angry, actually, I realized.
You are. I was about to fucking laugh.
Good. Channel that anger.
Oh, Shadowfox.
Beat busy kids.
I'm not getting more excited because when I first saw this, oh, yeah, Dawn of War Definitive put me in high spirits. Then I started looking at this thing, and my spirits went from positive to fucking upset. And it's honestly getting more worse the more I look at it. And maybe I'm doom spiraling. I don't know. But like, let's look at some of this fucking... Shut up, you whore. Look at this gameplay. Like, those don't look like big battles. There's a couple orcs on screen. Like, do you remember Dawn of War when it had, like, millions of dudes in the background and the map's covered? Like, there's a couple guys here. Because that's them showing up the big battle.
Is there a mini-map, Kibbs? Move your giant, colossal fucking head.
Listen, it's
Bend
because
over
I've...
or something.
Bend over. Okay, here we go. Just go. Ooh. All right, chat.
So... On the map, look at the enemy. So you're in green, right?
Yeah.
That's your character count. I don't see any other green anywhere on that map.
There's a unit here. There's a unit there. There's a unit fighting another unit there. There's a unit and 2 units back there. And that's it.
They don't have big. There's that they zoomed in, kids, specifically so that you couldn't see that there's hardly anybody on the map.
Yeah, the map's empty. This is where the orcs and the dudes are fighting.
We solved it, Kips. You're gonna doom spiral more.
Oh. Okay, I'm over it.
Not yet.
The Bickering bunch. It's the Bickering bunch. Actually, chat. Wow, I can pay attention now. What do you mean you can pay attention? You little son of a bitch. Company Hero 3 has more base building from what I'm seeing. Yeah, no, it does, apparently. Like, that's my issue. My issue is that, like, the maps look small. It doesn't actually look like there's base building. And work in progress, I know, but the reason why I think it's important that all of you also be vocal about this is because we need to be vocal because we don't want another Dawn of War 3. You haven't earned my trust, King Art Games. Your last game wasn't good. The last Dawn of War game wasn't good. You haven't earned the right to have hype. You haven't earned the right to have anything. You have to earn that. Dawn of War 1
Sit your ass back
built
down.
it. Yeah, literally, sit the fuck down, King Art Games. Take a fucking knee, you little bitches. like literally, you got to. Like, oh, you need to take a knee because you literally need to be like, okay, like, oh man, like I'm in the presence of greatness. You are in the presence of greatness. Dawn of War is a fucking amazing franchise, and you're inheriting it. And you tried to copy them not that long ago with Iron Harvest, and very soullessly, might I add. You haven't earned that. And I want you to earn that right. I want you to make like a great game. But you haven't earned it. And it shows. Like, this doesn't look like Dawn of War. Like, I want to see a beta. I want to see an open beta for all of us to play. I want to see a demo as well. That's the bare fucking minimum, in my opinion. And I want to see it so that it's not an open beta. Like, I mean open beta. Not exclusively to select YouTubers who will suck your dick. Okay, not that shit, because we've seen that shit before. Literally, give it to everybody. Everybody. No special bullshit. Everyone can play. That's it. Let everybody try it so you can get feedback and so we can scream, probably, because that's what's probably going to happen here, about how this doesn't look like Dawn of War. Like, it does and it doesn't, right? Like, the sense of scale is wrong. Like, it just feels like it isn't chaotic and big. There's not, like, weapons fire everywhere. There's not, like, madness and, like, screaming and shit and all sorts of shit and mayhem. I just don't see that right now. And what I'm seeing is Dawn of War 3. And Dawn of War 3 was a huge letdown, in my opinion, and in many opinions. I know some people actually like it, but honestly, I think it's the point in which the franchise died. Like, it felt like it died. And so we really, 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 really need you to go back to that. No, that's fine that you enjoyed it, Doman. The big thing is, back then, during the beta, there was optimism. That's why I had hope for Iron Harvest. That optimism disappeared as time went on because we realized that it wasn't going to get better. It was as good as it was going to get. And that's bad. The infantry combat in Iron Harvest is terrible. The vehicle combat was good. I'm glad they're working on the vehicles here. I expect the vehicles to be stellar because Iron Harvest vehicles were great. But they really, really got to do infantry. Esports ruined Dawn of War? Yes, they did. Dawn of War 2 helped to do that, by the way. I'm gonna say it plainly. Dawn of War 2 took Dawn of War down a path that led to Dawn of War 3. And I like Dawn of War 2, but we need to be honest with ourselves and realize that Dawn of War 2's multiplayer stuff and how multiplayer worked took it down a path that led it to Dawn of War 3. And that's why we got Dawn of War 3. We need to be honest with ourselves, acknowledge this, and be like, okay, we want to return to form. That means go back to your roots. That doesn't mean just look at your fucking roots. I mean, they said go back to your roots. Like, motherfucker, you didn't even work on Dawn of War 1. How many of the people inside King Art Games have worked on Dawn of War 1? Think about that. How many of the staff, programmers, writers, like, maybe go and contact them like, hey, we're going to give you some money, and can you just give us, advise us so that we can recapture what made Dawn of War great? Go and fucking get the OG Dawn of War devs, because they literally were working on the Definitive Edition with Relic. They literally worked on it there with them. They literally made sure that the Definitive Edition was as honoring the past as possible. So much so that the goofy textures are just more or less the same. They fucked up on a few things, and they said that they fucked up and they were going to fix that. And I believe them. Unless they don't. They have like a couple months to patch that shit up. And they've already released their first patch, which is good. But yeah, they got to get their shit together. Oh, esports ruined a lot of things? Yeah, they did. A lot of games were messed up because of that. Dawn of War 2 should have just had The Last Stand. No, it shouldn't have just done that. I mean, it's fine for what Dawn of War 2 is. The issue is that its multiplayer was hyper-competitive, and it was more MOBA-themed. It was more about pushing lanes in Dawn of War 2 than it was about base building and building armies. Dawn of War 2 was more of a MOBA than it was an RTS. About base building, big armies, smashing, like epic vehicles and powers being activated that would shred the battlefield, Eldritch Storms, fucking like orbital cannons striking down from space, airstrikes and stuff like that. That was wild. But yeah, that's why I'm talking about Dawn of War 4, and that's just how I feel about it. I don't know. Does anybody else have any other notes on it? I think that's pretty much everything.
I think we covered literally everything.
Yes. There. I did what I did in the ODST stream, but I went a step further this time. You're welcome, chat.
Oh, I have something that will make you happier if you look at your DM.
Is that relevant for stream? No, I don't think so. Beano.
Then
Beano, don't you be a baby. Sit there. Be good.
No, I was going to go to the bakery. Be right back.
Oh my god, no, you're not. Sit. A bunch of...
He's already gone.
Little pouty little shit. Oh, I was gonna go to the bakery. Oh. So, you think mods will work with the new Dawn of War? Some of them do, actually. I streamed it yesterday. The Definitive Edition does work. But this more or less concludes, I think, the thing. Let's take a look at the poll now that we've had an opportunity to gather. Actually, you know what? Just as a reminder for everybody that just joined, check out the poll. Do you think Dawn of War 4 looks like Dawn of War 3? Or do you not believe that? Go ahead and vote. I'll give you 60 seconds to do so. We'll call the poll, and then we'll wrap up our thoughts, and then we'll move on to the next stream. Our next stream of the day will be Helldivers 2, where we're going to be grinding metals for the new ODST War Bond that looks actually really good. I just really want Dawn of War 4 to be good. More than anything. I want it to be good, and I'm just very worried about it. Because there are red flags everywhere, and maybe it's just because Dawn of War 3 felt that way too? I don't know. No, I mean Dawn of War 4? Oh. I don't know. They haven't talked about mod support for Dawn of War 4. That's concerning. They do need to address mod support.
What mod support?
Yeah. There's no mods. Well, the game's not out. They didn't even talk about... There's no Steam Workshop integration mentioned on the store page. They didn't talk about mod support in any of the media they've released so far. They better have mod support. It'd be fucking... An RTS without mod support is like a game that won't make it. If you're an RTS, you must have mod support. That's just like a must. Honestly, if you're just a game, you should have mod support, period. Or at least allow people to mod your game. 2029 Riot is give Dawn of War 5. Alright, Connor will be beaten to death. Riot Games, no thank you. The mod made the game better. Yeah, the mods do improve games. Well, they help tweak the playstyle, right? It's like playing Soulstorm last night. I don't like Soulstorm, but when modded, holy shit, Soulstorm is really good. We played as Necrons and we were just rolling over Eldar, slaughtering them like animals. That felt good.
Hell, it makes me want to play Soulstorm, and I don't like Soulstorm.
Yeah, the campaign's actually fun with mods. Without it, it's not very fun. Mostly because there's a lot of problems with it. Dawn of War Dark Crusade is actually enjoyable without mods, but once you mod it, it's like, once you mod it, it's just, you can't unmod it. Like, you have to.
Titanium, Dark Crusade, mwah,
Oh,
beautiful.
so good. So good. But yeah. If they push for a console release, this will be the death of this fucking game. I'm calling it. Also, one thing that concerns me is the little buttons here that you look at on the UI. Like these little buttons here. I don't like it. It just reminds me of, like, I'm expecting to see console buttons. I don't know why. Maybe just me, but like they showed triangle buttons everywhere. It makes me concerned. I want this game to be good. I want King Art Games to succeed here, but I'm worried about the direction they're going in because I see a lot of red flags, and I need them to start proving and being very open with us and not secretive. That's what Relic did with Dawn of War 3. They were secretive. They need to be open. They need to show us everything. Like, demo off the gameplay. Like, demo off an entire mission, a skirmish. Show me shit. And then let us actually try the beta. Give us a demo of, like, the campaign.
Put out an open beta that doesn't cost any money. Make it stand on its own merit.
Yeah, we streamed it last night, Crispy Chaos. Well, we're doing more Dawn of War streams, like, on the side, as bonus streams at the end of each day. We played it modded. And the mods actually work for the definitive. Some of them do. What was the one I was doing?
Unification is currently working.
Unification functions. It's not perfect. It doesn't take advantage of, like, all the features that the definitive has, but it does run in the 64-bit thing, and it runs pretty smooth for how big the army's got.
And the other mods they are currently working on updates for.
Yep, the mods on ModDB are all working. Modders are working, which is awesome. They're going to be converting a lot of their mods over to definitive. All right, I've given you guys plenty of time to vote. Time to close the poll, and let's see what the results are. This actually shifted.
Polls of gold.
So, let's see what Chatfishes think. So, 69% of you. The landslide isn't as big as it once was. It's still a pretty big landslide, though. But it was a lot bigger when we did the earlier poll in the ODST stream, a smaller poll. So it's interesting that it did shift. It's 69% think that this looks like Dawn of War 3. And 30.
Blind.
I think it kind of looks like Dawn of War 3 in terms of, like, how it's laid out.
It's nothing like my favorite game.
Come here, you little monkey. He's like, no, I don't think that. And 30% thinks they don't think it looks similar. All right, very interesting, chat. Very interesting. One final poll we're going to conduct. Get ready to vote. This one's going to be a faster one. And this is going to be overall, like, about the red flags, and then there you go, chat. Take a look. And this is to get a general view, because obviously some of you might have different opinions than I do. I'm just worried because I've seen Dawn of War 3, and I know what happened last time. Also, if you could like the stream, chat, I appreciate it as always. If not, no big deal. I'll just cry about it later. Oh,
I
well.
think the fact that it's Dawn of War at all is a red flag.
That's a really dumb opinion.
Cringe.
Because I don't think they can make a better game after Dawn of War 1 is the thing, kid.
Yeah, but that's
They've proven they can.
That's not true. Dawn of War 2 was a good game.
A better game, kid. That's what I said.
Not every game has to be better than the first one.
Yeah, it just needs to be
should
good.
Be. A sequel should exceed the quality of the first game.
It should, but that's not reality, right?
Okay, what's your metrics for the quality? Because Dawn of War 2, in some aspects, exceeded Dawn of War 1. However, they're not the same type of game.
They aren't. They really aren't.
Yes.
So I think that's
really
I think that's a really dumb argument, because then we're never gonna get anything new, and we're just gonna have one game forever and ever. We wouldn't have Halo 2 with that, like, line of thinking, because Halo 2 isn't as good as Halo 1 in my opinion, but Halo 3 is better than Halo 2.
Halo 2 is better than Halo 1.
I don't think so.
Functionally.
See? Now we have a different...
Campaign-wise, it's big. It's iffy.
See, this is where we disagree. And now we kill Squealing. He's like, "Meep." All right, so
I'm just saying the goal should be that the game's better than the first game.
yes, as a developer, as myself as an indie developer, yeah, you want your game to exceed your previous work. You always want to be striving to do better because that's what you should always be striving to do. But sometimes that might not be possible in the AAA or AA side of things because they have publishers force them, right? Dead Space 1 was great. Dead Space 2 was better, unironically. Dead Space 3 was not better than Dead Space 2 or 1.
It was cute. Dead Space 3 was.
But I
cute.
like Dead Space 3, and if we operate by what you say, then Dead Space 3 wouldn't exist. And I know Dead Space 3 is divisive and kills the franchise, but I like it. It's my guilty pleasure.
Kibbs. It should.
So we need to kill Squealy because Squealy.
I kept saying
he's moving his own goalpost, chat. He's moving his goalpost.
A developer
hold him down
on the first game, and you keep extrapolating some other shit.
So the poll is going to close in 60 seconds, chat. Quickly vote while you still can. Only 28 of you have voted. There's over 100 plus of you. Like, there's so many chatfish I can't even count. Vote, damn it. Press the little button. It's not that hard. I need to get this for metrics to see what people actually think. Are you not that concerned about it? You don't really like, maybe you're just overreacting, like, kid, like, I don't really see it. Or are you concerned? Like, let yourself be heard because this is your time to shine. It's all about making sure that we're vocal and also making sure that that I'm not insane. It's true. I might be insane. All right, chat. You've had, oh yes, let the votes come in. That's what I'm talking about. Shadowfox25 does say, feed the Regu to the volcano. That's right, chat. Yep. Thank you for the donation. We're very close to today's goal. Only $100 away. Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a little more than $100 away. But we're getting closer to today's goal, which is good. We're making strides toward progress. Not voting because I don't care. Well, Blake, you don't like RTSs, so that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. All right. I've given you ample opportunities to vote, chat. You've slapped your fins on your little phones. Let's see what you have to say. So let's take a look. And the poll results are in. Chatfish, out of 40 of you which have voted, 85% of you found that you are in agreement with me. You're concerned about the red flags, while 15% are not. That percentage-wise is very skewed between the visuals. That was just another thought. So you guys are worried too. It's not just me. Good. I'm not insane. Got to make sure I'm not going schizo yet. Too young for that. Too young to go schizo. But yeah. Man. That means everybody must be echoing the sentiment. God, I really hope they don't fuck this up, dudes. Well, all we can do is be vocal. That's the most important thing to take away from this, chat. Be vocal. Go to the forums. Let your voices be heard. Let them know what you think, what you don't like, what you're concerned about, what you would like to see clarified, because that's all we can do. I would love to see more clarification and expansion. Now, it is just an announcement, but there are certain things about the UI that we can extrapolate that are concerning. And that's what I'm more interested in at the moment. Either way, chat. Thank you very much for joining us for this quick little bunchcast. We will see you in the next stream, which will be starting in about 5 minutes, maybe less. We'll be starting Helldivers 2. Thanks for hanging out, chat, and as always, have yourself a fantastic day. We'll see you soon.